The betrayal of my husband shattered my world. I never imagined the person I trusted most could hurt me so deeply. The secret, the lies, the broken promises. It felt like my heart had been ripped from my chest. I tried so many times to say the words, "I forgive you," but each attempt felt hollow. My heart was still bleeding, and every memory of what happened replayed like a broken record. Peace seemed impossible. I wanted to move on, but the pain kept me chained to the past. One sleepless night, overwhelmed and desperate, I cried out to God, "Lord, I can't do this. I can't forgive. My heart is too broken." For 9 years, I believed my husband, Matthew Carter, and I had built something unbreakable. We had routines, rituals, small traditions that gave our life rhythm. Sunday brunches, our favorite coffee shop every Saturday, and the comfort of shared silence after long days. I trusted him with everything, my fears, my dreams, my heart. 2 weeks before everything changed, Matthew told me he had a business trip coming up that weekend. Sydney office inspection, Friday and Saturday, he said casually. I nodded, thinking it was just another work trip. He kissed my forehead and left. That afternoon my phone rang. Unknown number. I hesitated, but answered, "Hello, is this Mrs. Carter?" A cheerful voice asked. "Yes." "Speaking," I replied cautiously. "Oh, wonderful. This is Claire from Suncoast Getaways. I'm calling to confirm that the glitch on your Mauritius booking has been sorted. Everything's confirmed for you and Mr. Carter. We just need your verbal approval to finalize the couple suite." Mauritius? My heart skipped. Holiday couples, sweet. My husband hadn't mentioned anything. "Excuse me," I said. "I think there's a mistake. I haven't booked anything to Mauritius." There was a pause. "Mrs. Carter, we have this booking under Mr. Matthew Carter. The contact number is yours. The payment went through, but the system flagged a mismatch. We just wanted to verify before we finalized the booking." My chest tightened. Then it clicked. Months ago, Matthew had updated his corporate HR profile with my mobile number as his emergency contact. That's why the agency had reached me. I couldn't reach him by phone. Panic rose. My mind raced. I knew I needed to investigate before jumping to conclusions. First, I called the travel agency back. I asked for the details of the booking, names, dates, special requests. Claire read aloud. 2 adults, Matthew Carter and Ms. Olivia Bennett, departing Friday evening. Couples suite at Lemourne Resort, all-inclusive. Private dinner requested on the second night. My body went cold. Olivia Bennett, couples suite, private dinner. My mind felt like it was being squeezed. I needed proof, so I started piecing it together. I checked public social media profiles. There she was, Olivia Bennett. Her Instagram was public enough to show photos of fancy dinners and tropical trips. She lived in Sydney, and she had pictures from the same resort. I checked the company booking portal and found the confirmation email. Matthew's name listed, the corporate card used, my mobile as contact. I even called the agency again under the pretext of confirming logistics, asking questions about travel times, dinner arrangements, and other booking details. Each piece I uncovered made it impossible to deny. Matthew had booked a holiday for himself and Olivia. Using the corporate system and my contact number, I sat on the floor of our kitchen, phone in hand, laptop open, feeling the room tilt. The man I trusted most, my husband, had planned a secret trip with another woman while I believed we were still building our life together. For days, I obsessed over the details, the itinerary, the timing, the emails, the public posts. It was a slow, excruciating discovery process, each piece adding weight to the betrayal. But even as my anger and heartbreak grew, I realized I couldn't let it consume me completely. I needed God. I couldn't let it consume me completely. I had to breathe, to survive, to cling to God. And so, that night, I sat him down. The confrontation wasn't loud. At first it was trembling, cautious, incredulous. "Matthew, who is Olivia Bennett?" I asked. My voice shook. He hesitated, tried fumbling explanations, excuses, but the emails, the itinerary, the booking details, they were irrefutable. The room was heavy with silence. I felt like my heart had been ripped open and the pieces were scattered across the floor. And so began my journey. An emotional roller coaster of anger, heartbreak, confusion, and eventually, forgiveness. I leaned on God and followed these steps to letting go. I screamed, cried, whispered every accusation, every hurt. I didn't hide the rage, shame, or grief. God absorbed my raw, unfiltered emotions. I sat in bed, shaking, shouting his name, letting the pain out. Every time I looked at the emails or the itinerary, I felt trapped. I prayed for freedom. Freedom from the constant replaying of every detail, from the fear that this would define my life. Some nights I wept until dawn. Some days I couldn't even eat. I told God I wasn't strong enough to forgive, but that he was. And slowly he gave me strength I didn't have on my own. There were days I had to sit with the anger and the hurt. Acknowledging it fully, forgiveness didn't erase my pain, but it let me live alongside it without letting it destroy me. I prayed that God would soften my heart, that I wouldn't wake up each day consumed by bitterness. I didn't want to forget the betrayal. I wanted God to make it powerless over my life. Every time Matthew tried to explain or justify, I reminded myself that his choices weren't mine to fix. God was in control. My peace didn't require his repentance, only my surrender. I wrote Matthew Carter over and over, pouring out every hurt in a prayer. Each time I folded the paper and placed it aside, a little of the weight lifted. There were days I felt guilty for not being over it. God reminded me that healing is a journey, and struggling didn't make me weak. It made me human. I didn't forgive in one sitting. Some days I cried, some days I laughed, some days I prayed silently. Step by step, the chains loosened. I remembered that I had been forgiven for so much, that God's grace extended to me even in my weakness. If he could forgive me, he could help me forgive Matthew. It was messy. It was painful. The road twisted and turned. Anger would flare up. Memories would haunt me. Tears would fall unexpectedly. But slowly, step by step, God transformed my heart. Months later, I could finally say the words, "I forgive you." Not because I forgot, not because everything was fixed, but because God had carried me through what I could not bear. Forgiveness gave me freedom. It didn't erase the past, but it allowed God's presence to be thicker than my pain. Through the betrayal, the investigation, and the emotional roller coaster of confronting him, I learned that forgiveness isn't a single moment. It's a journey, and God walks every step with you.
If this blessed you and encouraged you to take a step towards your forgiveness journey, like and subscribe. Also share your testimony of how God walked with you through a difficult situation. Who knows, you might just inspire someone and strengthen our faith. For more inspirational testimonies like this one, please don't forget to turn on the bell notification after you subscribe so that you will be notified of the recent video uploaded. Remember, these stories are meant to give you strength for today and hope for tomorrow.